Hello everybody, welcome to Let's Play Mission Barbarossa Berlin. So Kurovitsy 500 or 0500. I guess this is basically early in the morning. German attack, dawn, August 29th, 1941. So doing alternate from Russia to Germany. Once again, yeah, going back to German attack. Kurovitsy, Russia is actually I think 3-part mission. As you see, there's 1100 one. I guess this is a counterattack that the Russians make, and also the noon, which I think is all about the reinforcement of the Russians. Southern perimeter and eastern perimeter. So I'm wondering whether I should try all three. Well, I mean, I get to it and then see what happens first on this mission. Region North. Yeah, clear, warm, dry, breeze, and 30 turns. So, 30 turns are pretty, I think medium length, I think. Well, not really. I think in the big scheme of, overall, I think this is considered a short mission because there's some missions that go up to like 60 or 70 turns. Yeah, so, dawn, August 29th, 1941, which is, August 29th is basically my birthday. It's pretty weird. Anyways, toward the east of August, the troops of Army Group North were advancing on Leningrad from Kingisepp and Luga. Despite the complete breakdown in higher level command, the Soviets put up a stiff defense against the German thrust east of Kingisepp. Kingisepp, I don't know, doesn't sound really Russian to me. Maybe it's, I don't know, Prussia or something, former Prussia. As long as this defense held long enough, the defeated troops from Luga will still have a route to escape. Into this fray, the 8th Panzer Division was thrown. Okay, so now the Soviets have put up a stiff defense in Russia. I think it's going to get, more robust as the Germans go to Moscow, and it's going to be expected. Yeah, so someone is escaping, so I need to prevent that from happening. I'm not so sure, but I think the briefing is going to be more descriptive as I continue. So 2-player or Germans versus the AI. The thing is that they recommend you to give the AI an advantage. Okay. And based out of small unit actions during the German campaign in Russia. So it's a small unit battle. Alright. Access. And oops. Okay. I need to exit. Yeah, because I forgot to give the Soviets an advantage. I like to give an advantage to them so that wow, the countryside. Yeah, 5 o'clock in the morning, I buy that. Anyways. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to start once again. Kurovitsy 0500. Yeah. So 380 points is really small, small unit. Maybe it's like platoon level almost, I'm not so sure, but yeah, it's really small. 380 is like a few tanks and just a few squads. Computer player setup, free to place units. I don't think this really is that. Computer experience bonus and play balance. So I guess this is the handicap that you can set prior. The experience is, well, it goes up to 3. I guess this is normal is regular and continues on to being the crack troop at +3. Play balance, okay, so you have all these options. Well, I guess I give the allied 25% plus that's an advantage. Yeah, I think this is the smallest amount of advantage I can give to the allies, but I just want to, I want to try a mission where I get I have at least a chance of winning. So, anyways, yeah, let's see what happens. Strategic situation: 8th Panzer Division is advancing eastward toward the Luga-Leningrad highway. Leading one of the columns was 3rd Panzer Pioneer Battalion. On the 28th of August, the company engaged the Russians near Bolosovo and routed the Soviets. The pioneers continued their advance, and by nightfall they reached the crossroads at Kurovitsy. As the company entered the village, Russian trucks were seen retreating toward Britsa and Siverskaya, and a defense of the village was set up, but all through the night the pioneers were harassed by Soviets hidden in the village. Lieutenant Schneider, commander of the 3rd, decided to clear the village at dawn. So clear the village is what it takes. Very little is known. So far all that has been encountered is sniper fire. Oh man, snipers. Yeah, and Soviet snipers, their reputation precedes them. Element of 3 Panzer Pioneer Battalion, Panzer Division Company HQ, and 2 Zug, I guess the tanks, and 6 Pioneer Squads and 2 fire trucks. No, flamethrowers. We have flamethrowers. Okay, this is pretty cool. Wow. Must be flamethrowers. FT not fitness trainers or anything like that. Yeah, alright. So we get to play with flamethrowers, which I'm going to be pretty much throw at the Soviet snipers and maybe summarily destroyed at the outset. I don't see any artillery spotters. No reinforcement. Oh, okay, they actually tell you what this is. Mountain half-tracks. Half-tracks were equipped with flame-type rocket projectors. Wow, what is this? Like early war stuff, but still they have rocket projectors and all this newfangled technology. But yeah, Panzer Mark II, which is pretty much a light tank, I guess, fitted with a special boom for depositing demolition charges. Wow, so this is a pretty interesting specialized vehicles. Yeah, the Germans thought about everything. Alright, well, that's something I need to watch out. Demolition charges. Oh yeah, so play balance, Allied force has 25% extra troops. Great. No, I'm going to save. Okay. Alright, so the preparation phase, let's check out our forces. Okay, so this is the commander, veteran, gives +1 command and morale +1. Does it say anything about the demolition charge stuff? They have a smoke discharger, pretty cool. Good optics. Yeah, German tanks have a good optics feature, which means that I guess they can shoot better. I haven't really played around with a lot of German tanks before, but yeah, it seems like they are more accurate. We have Mechanized Pioneer, all full strength veterans. Yeah, okay. And demo charge and 3 rifle grenade. Okay, there's a flamethrower. There's a flamethrower. Maximum range is 32 meters, so yeah, I mean, this guy will be the target for the most of the battle if the enemy knows that flamethrower is involved. They definitely target the flamethrowers much more than the other troops. This is the headquarters guy, stealth, okay. And total firepower for these guys, same thing, Pioneer Squadron, they have demo charges. I wonder if I can actually set the demo charges manually, but we have to see. Demo charges. Okay, so a lot of demo charges, which means that we have to blast some buildings instead of actually using the artillery to hopefully draw the Soviets out. No artillery support, so this is second street mission with without my favorite mode of attack, which is artillery strikes. I mean, I guess the Germans were kind of stretched thin by now as they enter Russia. But it's going to be, yeah, I mean, this town is full of buildings and trees and covers and stone walls. It's going to be, I mean, no wonder it's going to take 30 turns despite this map being small. So we are scattered a bit here. Wish I could. Actually, this is not too bad. We have to use the roads for the tanks, but then there's a possibility of using this area to just go around, skirt around it. I am not really... I don't really want to split up the troops, but once again, we might have to stay close. I mean, we might have to use 2 different ways of entering. Yeah, this is basically a trap. There's just so many buildings, and it's going to be bogged down. So maybe just use this pathway. Why not? And smaller guys, um, travel through here. Yeah, just bypass this area and then use this two-pronged attack into the town. So surround it in a way. I mean, I gave them 25% manpower, so yeah, it's relatively flat. So from here, I'd be able to see pretty much to the end of the map. It's not going to be blocked by the building though, but terrain-wise, it's flat. I have used demo charge before, and what they do is just throw it, just like they would a grenade, and then it just makes a big explosion. Looks like a lunchbox, really. Yeah, I think it's timed, and it doesn't really have any kind of trigger where I can do it manually, so as to coordinate attacks or something more complicated. Just a simulation. You know what? I think I'm just going to go together through here, just through here, because there's some covers here I can use, right? I think I just use this path while, the vehicles will use this path, while the infantry will try to cover each other as they advance through the street using the buildings. Yeah, I think that's what we to do. So let's stick together, because I had learned my lesson last time. I split the troops too many times into different groups. Although I had like a lot of men, I had around 300 manpower, a lot of tanks and a lot of vehicles, tons of troops last mission, but didn't really work out because I wasn't really able to concentrate any troops in one place. This time around, because I think I'm facing certain manpower shortage. So I think the best course of action is to get all these guys, and I mean, not all of them, but few of them, to be on one side and get them to advance in close proximity with each other. And we just punch through. I have to recon the area, of course, but that's the most important thing right now for us. But I think the Soviets might not have as many armor. They might have some guns, but from what I've seen, they don't really have any reliable method of really contesting the tanks. Some flags perhaps and some guns, but yeah, don't really have. Oh, there's rocky terrain. Okay, doesn't sound good. Rocky terrain. I think the tanks can go through rocky terrain. Tanks can go through these, but it's definitely going to slow them down. Might have to just use this open ground to advance right here. Go straight to the church. And the infantry will just stick to here, or I mean just follow the tanks. Or they can even advance through the building here and then see if the Soviets displace their troops to concentrate their defenses around the side where the tanks will face them. And then we advance a bit further up. So let's just get the tanks. Rocky. I don't really feel that good about putting them in this position. And surprisingly enough, they have radios, so their effective command stretches to even to the extreme side of the map. Pretty cool. Thanks to the radio. Yeah, I didn't realize the Germans had radio at the beginning of the war, basically, or beginning of the Barbarossa. Soviets didn't really have it, so they must have used some hand signals or flags or flares or something to communicate with each other. Yeah, can you see? Can you cover for us? I think you can. And we make our first advance through this building, and then do the same thing basically by making these guys watch over any progress on this side of the road. If the snipers appear, the tanks will try to engage it from this side, and these guys will try to follow the general advance of the tanks on the flank. Okay, so flamethrower, I guess they should stay a bit back. I think this is a pretty good, yeah, pretty good place, I think. I'm not so sure. Let's just stay here. Scatter trees, rotate. Yeah. Yeah, this seems to be a bit of a hill, bit of a valley, or not valley, but bit of a hump here. So they'll be able to have a better look. Check out the tanks. This is Panzer 2, 2C. I think 3 people. Yeah, 3 people, 3 tankers inside. Special ability to use a boom to set demo charges, which could be pretty cool if this is actually some feature. Cover armor, button up, even button up. Okay, not right now. The light tank is some kind of very light caliber gun, coaxial gun, and 20mm weapon, and its range I think is not that great. I think it will be effective from 100 meters to 500 meters, and its armor is pretty good on the front. You can see. Yeah, it's going to be able to withstand Molotov cocktail or two. Okay, so let's go. Computer player, where are you? Okay, so you really need to... Okay, I think you can see here, but not here because of the tree. So I think you should move as fast as possible to this light building. All right, for the first turn, starting out into the village of Kurovitsy, just using these guys to move up using the road and a lot of covers given. And here, armor kind of supporting them on the side, although it could be a bit separated as they turn the corner here. The infantry also moving up alongside the armor. These guys are all moving to contact. Some of them will have to... I mean, they have 3 pairs of eyes looking over the rather clear view of the village, so they might be able to see something if there's movement. And these guys are moving on the extreme right, and see if they can actually provide some kind of supporting fire. I talked about 100 to 300 meters being their good range. It seems to be okay. 20mm gun doesn't really... I don't think it's going to be that effective, but if the enemy is in the building, maybe it's able to... yeah, he's able to do a good work in getting them out. Alright, let's go and see if we get any resistance. I expect first few turns we'll just advance without any problem. Instead, as we get near into the 100 meters within these objectives, that we're going to face some very, very harsh resistance. It's going to take the entirety of the 30 turns. As you can see, there's no plus sign after the 30. Yeah, there's no plus sign after 30, so it's going to just end on turn 30. Okay, so the tanks have made it to their position. Now the soldiers are following. They're all veterans. HQ unit is taking the charge, which is I don't know whether it's a good thing or bad thing. But he's alright. He's very quick because they're veterans. Alright, so really nothing happened. They all made into the position. I have to check their site, of course. So we have to make we have to enter into the village using the road and also skipping fences or breaking down the fences, possibly. I think this can break the fences, right? I think it can break the fences. 140 horsepower. I don't know, but 11 tons. So how much? I think it can break down some wooden fences, right? I mean, this is not even wooden fence. This is like, I mean, it's a wooden fence, but it's not like sturdy. Yeah, I mean, okay, so we can go through all that until we meet some stone fence. Huh. Okay, I mean, I think I'll be able to break down. I just try with one tank, the lead tank. So second turn, just moving, just doing whatever we did in the last turn, starting out. And you can sort of see that using the colors of the terrain, this is a bit higher ground and there's a little dip here, and then it also evens out a bit on the other side. Not really much of a, I mean, this is the highest ground, so I mean, could be possible that there'll be some Soviets lurking, possibly. I'm just wondering where they will be. Maybe there, I don't know whether anybody will be here, but definitely one of these buildings will be occupied. And yeah, I think this will be the hotbed of resistance. Yeah, continuing on, because there are a lot of men, a lot of soldiers. I bet they have like so many soldiers, just too many. They just spill out from the buildings. Well, let's go and see if we can identify any enemies. I'm sure that we have to make use of these guys to even the strength. These guys are advancing quickly. Okay, so no problems here crossing the wooden fence. We basically crossed it without any problem. This guy is now trying to enter here. Yeah, they're really good in carrying out their orders with a lot of speed and already arrived. This guy is the flamethrowers arrive here quicker than the men trying to cross over the fence. That was pretty funny. Yeah, flamethrowers with like, I don't know, 30 pounds or 50 pounds of equipment on their backs are able to arrive quicker than these guys just carrying. I mean, I'm sure that the charge is pretty heavy too, but yeah, they're still trying to negotiate over this fence. Okay, so no problems right now. This guy is actually, he's in the light building. I thought that he got kicked out. There's a limit to how many troops or units I can cram into one of these buildings, and this is, I think, considered a small building. Alright. Yeah, I wonder what kind of anti-tank weapons the Soviets will bring to the battle. They definitely have a lot of rifles, and it's enough to, I think, immobilize the tanks, if not outright knock it out. I think it'll be able to withstand it, these things, from my previous experience with using tank rifles on the armor, but I don't know. Alright, I wanna check the options for these guys. Yeah, so there's really nothing special that concerns their, demo charges and like. It's just assault, advanced, basically the same thing. You know what? I think I should use hide command a bit more. For example, if I don't know, I think I can go in here without any difficulty, but if I advance here, and then I can use this command to hide, and I think it's going to give us a bit of a cover or more of a alertness, perhaps even set up ambushes and stuff like that. I wonder if the Soviets know that we are coming. I think they can definitely hear the tanks. Sound contact. Just checking the orders, it seems there's really nothing different, so I think they just throw the demo charges depending on how the AI feels. I don't know what kind of situation would call for that, but they'll do that if they feel like it. And these guys also don't seem to have anything special. They don't even have smoke though. Weird. They don't even have smoke rounds. That's... I think they... Yeah, do they have any smoke rounds here? I thought that they had smoke rounds. I'm not so sure. Maybe not. Okay, so this is just for historical interest. Yeah, so I was kind of excited for nothing. There's really no special boom that is modeled here, but I guess historically they tried everything to provide solution for that kind of problems where they have to get the enemies inside buildings out. Yeah. Flame floors, so that's pretty cool. All right. Okay, still ways to go. Yeah. I have to pace myself a bit. Let's see. So by the end of turn 10, might have to be around here. Around here. So we have to take this building by the end of turn 10. It seems easy enough, but yeah, if we get to... I mean, if we are in a position to take this building, then we'll be coming under fire for sure. By turn 20, we'll have to capture this church. And then by turn, at the end of the mission, we'll... I mean, I have to think about that a bit more, but we have to take at least one more building to ensure victory. 2 out of 3 objectives. It can be aggressive a bit with the tanks. Then by turn 10, we'll... yeah, but I think by turn 10 we have to get this thing. And we are at turn 3. Okay, so I think it's good progress to make. Okay, so these guys all move out, advance. So I gave them command to advance. Oh, okay. Yeah, we find them early, very early indeed. Church. That's what good optics do for you, I guess. There's another guy here. Yeah, so I think we locked into it because we are able to see what they have here. And yeah, we are getting shot here. This guy made it into the cover, and there's a guy here that... yeah, wow, they're really... Yeah, they were like... Oh boy, is there a sniper? Could be a sniper. I got one guy casualty here. Are they getting out of the cover? Yeah, they're getting out. Must have been a recon guy. Thankfully, we are able to hit them, but... Yeah, eliminated. So it was recon guy that took one of our guys as we make into this crossroads. Yeah, so... They have some defenses here, and then our cover is basically blown, but I guess a bit earlier than expected. I guess I gave them 25% more manpower, so they have to place some troops somewhere. They cannot just cram everybody here. So yeah, I think it was a recon guy. This guy's tired, so might have to take the next turn off. Thankfully, these guys are you know, able to use the machine guns, not high explosives, in order to suppress this guy. And then no, this guy's still inside the building, so might have to get them out. And most of these guys are buttoned up. And these guys were able to find this guy first. Let's see. So they have good optics. I don't know whether it's from their binoculars or from the gun turret. But I think this guy, the lead tank, was able to find him. Really good eye though. So these guys found the guy by the graveyard. And this guy is able to identify these troops. Some of these guys have to advance toward this building. This building. This guy's made it. Yeah, tiring. This guy got hurt. Able to get their bearings, and this recon guy. Oh, a sniper. Yeah, look at the rifle. It's a Mosin Nagant or something. I was able to get one of our guys, but no more damages. Yeah, so they were ready for us from the get-go. They're here. So if we started out, if the, you know, soldiers started out from here, they might have, I mean, we started out from this side, most likely shielded, but yeah, they were right from the start, waiting for us. Okay, not a lot of damage. So we have made, basically reached our destination, all of them, all the units. Now, yeah, so these guys will just keep where they are, and they're able to see, okay. I think this guy could reverse a bit, because I like to cover this area from this higher ground. Here is pretty ideal, because they're able to see majority of our advance, cover majority of our advance. This guy is able to, yeah, I think this guy also needs to come up a bit here in order to be in a better position. For this turn, trying to move these troops into this building using the tanks and other troops on the road, providing covering fire, and then getting close enough to force these guys out. I am now ruling out this guy to be another sniper. Definitely has good vantage point to aim at any of our guys. Yeah. Thankfully, the sniper crew is made up of around 2 or 3 soldiers. I think 2 soldiers, 1 spotter, 1 gunner, or 1 shooter. So, be able to get rid of them quickly if I force the firepower onto this area. And there's also this guy on the graveyard. They know that we are here. Identify some of our tanks. Other infantry. Yeah, so it's lined with infantry. This guy's been pinned, but finally we provide enough covering fire to pressure them. suppress them a bit. Yeah, so we're getting shot at from multiple areas, multiple positions. So I identify this guy. This guy is still in the building. Light infantry, and I don't know how many of them are not actively shooting at us, but we really need to make shaken. Hopefully be able to make it to the building. Not going to be easy. Need to advance a bit further with the tanks to provide more support. Afraid of the nooks and crannies here they could use to hide their... Yeah, from the graveyard even. Could be some kind of sniper weapon or machine gun, high-powered machine gun. These tanks are pretty nimble. These guys are, yeah, able to make it pretty quickly. Provided that there's no defense set up around these houses. Yeah, they're not using the main gun. You know, I just let them use whatever they can. But sometimes I wonder if maybe better if they use some high explosive shells. So being the good soldiers they are, they're trying to advance using the covers along the way. But there's really no cover except for the wooden fence. I think they did stop along the way near the fence. But after a while, they're shaken, but hopefully able to make it without being routed. This guy might be able to get some fire going. I think I hit them for too long. It's blocked. And after I take these guys, we need to advance using these guys to this building. And then after they're engaged, use these guys to move here. Face instead of all problems on this side because they're going to be exposed, so it might be better if I move here straight. They're able to see the back clearly toward this objective. Yeah, I'm kind of afraid that these guys will be a bit separated from the rest of the group though. Yeah, okay, so I need to also make opportunities for these guys to use their flames, but I mean, we are engaged in a long battle right now, so not right now. The flames will come after the soldiers are more or less suppressed. Tanks really cannot get to, I don't know, for whatever reason, to get rid of the obstacle. Maybe they have some big rubble or something. Don't see any rubbles. Yeah, I don't know what situations would warrant using the flames because they're really delicate. If there's like big turret or something, you can probably go around and then use the flames and demo charges and all these other stuff. But yeah, I think the flamers are just too exposed sometimes. You've seen how long a distance they were able to hit these guys and then take one off of our squadron. These guys only have 2. I don't know what... I think they were only like... I don't know why they are 2 in the squad. Maybe because if they're only just 1, I think they just operated as a single unit, more or less. Then it's going to be just too vulnerable. They need to have some kind of strength to withstand some fire. And if they just get destroyed by being scratched, then, you know, their usefulness drops really fast. So I think they provided with extra men, maybe to carry the fuel or something. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to push a bit ahead. We really need to get rid of this guy. So I gave an order to use a main gun, high explosive shell, to get this guy, while these guys will move up a bit to further pressure. By turn 10, I hope to get this big building. See, I mean, what kind of resistance lie ahead. And this guy will more or less hide, trying to be on the level. But I think they might come under fire, so I'm not trying to do too much here. These guys will try to this guy will probably hide. This guy will try to keep pressure here and support. This guy's still advancing. Yeah, now they're able to shoot. This guy's running toward us for some reason. So there's another guy here getting hit. Made it here. Finally, this guy is got hit on some again. Please make it into the building. Yeah, they really need to get the tanks going. Yeah, this is the building they need to take. Yeah, really lost some troops. Finally, they're suppressed, they're broken. But they only lost one guy though. But they are getting wiped very quickly because they're green troops. Why is this guy doing here? Oh, just the infantry sounds. Yeah, so we lost some men. Wow, still some firing going on. Yeah, so we lost some men because of these guys opened up. So it wasn't really successful. This guy, I don't know what we are hearing, but I think they're seeing ghosts or something. But able to successfully get this green troop out. They were broken because one of their guys got hurt. They ran. Yeah, I suspected that there would be a lot of green troops. Well, I mean, my line of reasoning to give them more manpower was that it'd be easier for me to face a lot more manpower of green troops than hardened troops encased in the buildings and other entrenched positions. That was my I don't know whether that was intended for the scenario designer, but that's what I went along with, to give them more manpower and see if that kind of evens things a bit more. But I think I should have given them more experience because how quickly these guys fell. So more and more targets are being seen. And I don't know what this thing is about. Sound contact from some hidden Soviet troop. I don't know what this guy is holding. A sniper. Yeah, some sniper action going on. I don't know exactly where the sound is coming from, but there is another sniper about. That kind of put a kibosh on my on this guy moving to this building while this guy's covering, because this guy's still taking cover and very cautious. They're in the building. So they might have to recover. Now this guy will have to use some. Yeah, who has high explosive shell? 36. Just use it once for one turn, and then we'll see what happens. And then this guy will cross here. This guy will be able to see what is happening in the church and all that on the right side. So I think we are covered there. My worry is that after we take the church or something, then the tanks might have to... I think they can come up around here too, and then cover our approach. But it's not as open with these big wooden buildings in the way. Yeah, so we might have to actually converge into one place around this objective after we take it. But for now, our objective for now for first 10 turns is take this building, and there's an infantry taking up shop there. Yeah, we have to see. I think we can still engage them, right? So side block. Okay, that's weird. There's another guy. Yeah, side block. That is kind of weird. Okay, so these tanks might have to do the work. Is this guy hurt? No. Alright, that's good. That's good news. We continue sneaking along the tree and then hide. This guy will watch over for any snipers and the like. I think there'll be some snipers. Maybe I should just don't try to do too much here. Okay.
Flanken sichern.
So nothing happened after the Russians decided to just hide. Yeah, there's really no shots for the last half of the turn. So we might have to force the issue a bit, move along, and basically unbutton our guys, and then have our eyes peeled for even more soldiers might be hiding. And I think hiding is the best course of option for these guys. Yeah, because they were facing a lot of fire for multiple tanks. I don't know whether they're damaged or not, but there are some guns being used, so yeah, so I think they did come down. They managed to come down, and I don't know what's going to happen. Whether they're gonna run out to join these guys in the back, or whether they just stay prone and wait for an opportunity to shoot at us, ambush us. The tanks will continue to advance a bit further up, because that's how they're able to see better and cover for our troops. And these guys will act as anchors, as defense, or covering fire for these guys. And these guys will now have to move out of their hiding. I guess I get this guy to the crossroads, and then see if I can enter into this building. Be able to see both this defender and cover for any advances toward this building on this side. Brushes, so about advance here, and then they hide? I'm not so sure. Also afraid that there is somebody watching. And in this position, the line of sight is good. And that's where the tank might come in. Tank will make its way around here this time. So turn 7. Finally moving on the left flank, sneaking to this area. I don't know what to how to feel about that. Also sneaking out of this building with the aim of sneak into this building. Hopefully it'll be blocked from different positions. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could enter here, but they might give this guy a line of sight, so I try to make this building try to use this building as a cover from eyes from here and possibly down the road. Yeah, I mean, we have a long ways to go, that's for sure. And these tanks will try to identify more targets if they can, and then push them out so that these guys, and now these guys can move up to here, and these guys can move into this building. Now they have to probably cross some fences. can see. They're firing going on. So guys are sneaking, but will be coming under fire from these guys. Yeah, as you can see, they're sneaking, but they got hit. Very accurate shot. This guy cannot do anything. Maybe they're blocked. Yeah, now they're able to shoot, but yeah, they got hit once again. It's not doing too well. Also moving up this side. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. They're okay though. These guys are okay. These guys are not okay. Oh, still okay, but lost 2 men. Not good. So these guys have caused some damage. Don't know whether any soldiers are inside here hiding. But we might have to force the issue a bit with the tanks. Yeah, we have to just splinter this guy off and then try to hit this guy. Yes. Okay, so this guy will try to, well, I mean, this guy is still in the bush. Okay, still in the brush. I have to fire these guys. Yeah. Try to provide some cover. And what's that? Different type of terrain. Probably not too different from the open ground. This guy will, yeah, get here. Going to invite a whole host of different trouble if there's any gun here nearby. But yeah, we need to provide some kind of support. And I have to use another volley here. Main gun. I think we'll be out of high explosive shells before we even reach the halfway point for some tanks. Okay, now this guy will move into. One thing good about having light amount of troops is that I get to spend more time, whether I'm actually doing any good job of it, but spend more time in mindful of their positions and movement. 2 turns left. I don't think I can make it to the big building. That's going to be a shame, but let's see what happens. Yeah. Oh my. Wow, they have really good guns. Like they're able to hit these guys from very long distance. Thankfully the tanks are on it though. Yeah, so they'll be suppressed, hopefully. Okay, finally we get to use some of our assets. Try them out. Okay, so I don't know whether we actually made any progress, but another injured squadron. Morale's rather still high, but I really cannot waste any more troops like this from like long range shot. Maybe this is sniper. Able to shoot pretty well from this distance. Yeah. Wow, this is some accurate shot. Don't think it was sniper. Another lost troop here. Down to 3 men. Doing a really good job, this guy. Yeah. On our side. We might really need to bring the main guns to this position. You know what I really want right now? The border. Oh, now we can see, yeah, yeah, we identified the objective. I'm sure that all of these is under Soviet control. Yeah, I do miss mortar and what else? I miss a lot of things, but I do miss mortar and artillery spotter. So we try to keep hitting them. Yeah, we're being shot at, but these guys are being shot at from multiple angles, so that's good. And we try to advance. Same, in the same building. Oh, these guys move up and try to support our guys by C. Target here. This guy will also have a lookout. The lead tank, so don't wanna. The lead tank. More or less, line of sight is open for this tank from this side, but I'm not really facing any kind of shot from there, so I think we'll be okay moving this tank here. If they can cross the wooden fence and everything. And this guy will move up. Make a beeline or something, perhaps. Advance here and come up here. And this guy will also advance. Same time. Okay, so you're facing one guy here, other guy here, being shot at, covering fire from these tanks, and hopefully able to move these guys here. And then the next turn, I don't know if I can actually try to enter the big building, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see if we can advance and then try to at least suppress all these guys in our target, in our immediate area. Yeah, this is kind of sticky. Yeah, these guys are really good shots, and we're losing troops really quickly. This guy's half strength already. Yeah, immediately being targeted. Got shot once again. And oh my goodness. Yeah, we're getting shot at pretty badly. I don't know why I gave the sneak order for these guys while these guys still running. Very slowly indeed. Yeah, this guy's still here. So this is why they got damaged. Yeah, we are moving. As you can see, we are being hit as we move up. It's kind of hard to... Morale's dropping pretty fast, 88%. Well, I mean, it's not too bad, but just thinking about what I'm going to be facing in the town proper. Yeah, wow. Yeah, got hit because of this guy. I think. I'm not so sure where I got hit from, but probably from that second story building. And you're getting hit. This guy's moving a bit in the back, so they're shielded more or less, but these guys have machine guns. So be careful. Tanks are doing all you can to provide covering fire, but I think I should be more aggressive with the tanks. These guys are really tough. Yeah, so the green guys are... I don't know whether these guys are green, but yeah, they're definitely putting up a lot of stiff resistance. Okay, so for turn 10, 1/3 of the way, I don't think I can make it to here. Yeah, getting a bit worried. Hopefully there'll be some overtime, but as you can see, there is really no overtime in this mission. Yeah, I mean, I thought I was able to suppress this guy. As you can see, it's being hit from multiple angles, but wasn't able to unseat these guys, being very problematic. And so is this guy now hiding. Cannot really see where they are. They might open up at any time. So if you're very watchful, I guess I give this guy cover arc or something to be just, I don't know, be able to react more quickly. We are moving some of these guys except for the flamethrowers, but I really need to move them also because I think I may have to use them. Yeah, in these areas. Wow, I don't know how many they are, how many soldiers there will be in any of these buildings, but it's not going to be pretty. Yeah, so as long as yeah, I think we need to move these guys. Yeah, I think they're going to be very high value targets, so they'll be hit from going to be hit the first. Might use this one of these guys to try it. The range for them is around 30 meters, to be pretty close. If you're wondering how long the distance is, around here. Yeah, it's around to this building almost. So yeah, from where this HQ unit is to the building, around 32 meters. So if I were to get the flamer to use their weapons, it must be around, yeah, around here and closer. Going to be shot very fast. So yeah, I'm not going to do it right now. But turn 10, we are advancing, trying to get into buildings. Hopefully this time around we'll be able to not suffer any casualties. I think these guys are still on fence. Yeah, they're on fence about what to do. They need to really get out of the fence. They're getting hit. Yeah. From this area, yeah, this guy's been thrown our side once again. And now it's suppressed. Yeah, not able to fire that much. Able to move up pretty quickly. Oh man, got hit at the end. That sucks. Right, maybe it's a sniper. This guy's on the fence, not on fence. On the fence, not on fence. Finally made it, but lost one man. Not good. Yeah, the tanks will have to be the balance that we need to use. Oh, okay, this guy won't get out, please. Okay, so we are trying to unseat these guys. We are able to make it. I think we got multiple casualties. They're tiring, all of them. But finally we made to this building instead of this. I guess we have to make do. I use these guys to press on ahead to this building. And then the tanks will, I think, be on the watch, of course. But there are a lot of different things I can do. Hopefully, if you have any suggestions, I am all ears, because I don't think I'll be able to make it here by turn 20, much less than trying to take over this area and stabilize it. I can use the tanks, but the tanks have been, I don't know, it has not been that effective, surprisingly. I ordered them to use some guns here. I think they're using guns, but not be enough to unseat these guys. Yeah, they're using the guns, but I don't know, they're not really even suppressed, it seems. Yeah, they're suppressed now, but no, this guy's too bad. This guy was able to make it just into the scattered trees, but then the last shot took one strength off of it, one casualty. Morale struck and yeah, right there, got hit. Wounded, yeah, I think I recognize that sound bit. Got wounded. I am wounded or something, I don't know. Yeah, I need to be very careful whether they're actually straddling this fence while moving, because this is what this guy was actually doing, and then slowing it down. As you can see, it's advanced, but then it's wooden fence, so it doesn't look like it, but he's basically straddling the wooden fence while trying to run, so that's why it's bogging him down. And maybe making him very sore in the balls. Yeah, this guy immediately taking cover, tiring. And we have some fully strength men, but yeah, we are kind of taking a lot of casualties. So I'm tempted to bring these guys a bit closer. And then just lambasting these guys a bit more as a separate unit. We try to stick together, but I think it's time for us to split the troops a bit and then advance where we can advance using tanks. Yeah. Alright, so thanks for watching this episode, the starting episode for... what was this battle name here? Not so sure. Kurovitsy 500. Hope you can join me next time as I continue this struggle in this small town of Russia. Once again, thank you for watching and see you next time.